Today's show is brought to you by Personal Capital. For a free trial of Personal Capital, just go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the Personal Capital banner. Or go to PersonalCapital.com/TMOS. Again, click the Personal Capital banner on MikeO'MaraShow.com or go to PersonalCapital.com/TMOS.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store. And around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oh, Oscar, I was going to introduce this guy, but he's here already.
Who is it?
I don't want to get into detail, but we are contractually obligated
Who's this schlubby guy?
to have him in this summer. Ladies.
My name is Milton.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Hello, Rob.
Hi, Milton.
Hello, Oscar.
Hello there, Milton.
This is the Mike O'Mara Show.
This is your debut.
My name is Milton.
Yes, we said that.
This is Manassas. You've got a great ice cream place called Nathan's where you can get soft serve ice cream whenever you want.
Have you ever been to Klein's?
I've never been to Klein's. I've seen where it is, though.
Now, I want to introduce you. You're Milton.
My name is Milton. I'm your biggest fan of the show.
And you're from?
I'm from Manassas.
You're from right around here.
Right around the corner.
How old are you?
I'm not going to tell you that.
Why not?
Because I listen to your show. If I tell you how old I am, you're going to pick on me.
Can I guess?
You're going to make jokes about the fact that I'm into scouting and that I'm too old to be into scouting.
No. Can I guess?
Let
how
me
old you
just
are?
say I'm in my 30s, okay?
I would have put you in your 20s. You carry it well.
Now,
You're picking fun.
To be clear, it's Milton with an M, not Bilton.
It's Bilton.
Oh, with a B.
Yeah.
M.
What's the first letter?
M.
Oh, M.
M-I-L-T-O-N.
Milton.
Milton.
And you're holding back your last name.
Some of my good close friends, which I'm not sure I want to count you in that category, and call me Built. Built. Right.
Like Milt Grant.
Built.
Yeah. Now,
You're not going to get my last name either, because
No.
if I give you my last name, you're going to make fun of that,
It
too.
looks like you work out.
You know I don't. I'm carrying around a few extra LBs.
but that's okay.
Yes, sir.
You know what? You could probably get a merit badge in dieting.
What?
Because, you're into scouting.
You're into scouting.
What does that even mean?
I don't know.
I'm not into
You're
scout-
Rob. You pick on people
I
when they
don't.
come into the show.
No, it's fine.
Can I come to your house?
Today?
Yeah.
No, today's a bad day, Milton.
Okay.
But now, what is it?
I love the Mike O'Mara Show.
I'm so glad you came
You
by.
got a little drool
You've
there.
got a Five Guys right around the corner here.
Have you been?
I've been to Five Guys. I've been to Five Guys in about every state in the union.
Have you been to a place next door that sells empanadas?
No, I don't like the Mexican food.
Why not?
I don't like it. It's all the fancy words that I can't pronounce. I like to go to a good burger joint. Why do you need to get empanadas?
You know what's funny is that Oscar, he's not Mexican, he's Bolivian, but he knows a lot about that sort of
I know
ethnic
he's
food.
Bolivian. I listen to the show. He's
Yeah,
from
you do.
Bolivia. His father's like a doctor or something.
What do you think about used tires?
Used tires? They're fine with me. I don't have a car.
You don't?
Nope, I walked here.
How do you get to work?
I don't go to work.
Well, you don't
I'm
have
unemployed.
Have you ever had a job?
Not a real job.
No, like what are some of the things you've dabbled at?
Mostly the Boy Scouts of America.
Well, that's volunteer work, isn't
That's
it?
volunteer work predominantly, but I work hard.
What do you do for the Scouts?
I don't want to talk about it. You're going to pick on me,
I'm
Rob.
not.
You're going to pick
All
on
I
me.
know is you're a 30-something...
My name is Milton. I'm your biggest fan. That's all I wanted to say.
You're a 30-something-year-old from Manassas, and you love scouting.
There are a lot of your friends online, too, that I like to talk to all the time.
Who do you like online? Like Facebook friends?
Mr. Affleck.
Oh, Trip, sure.
I talk to him on a regular basis.
Do you ever talk to the Rooters?
The Hank Reuter.
Hank and Laura Rooter.
His wife's, I know Hank and Laura Reuter. You know what you like to do? You like to pretend you do it first. I knew it before you said it. Hank and Laura Reuter. Laura's his wife.
That's right.
And you made a joke about Hank saying he looked like a big baby.
Well, sometimes. Sure.
What about Tab Patterson?
Yeah, Mr.
Tab
Patterson.
Patterson, he's from Kentucky, and he's a Kentucky colonel. And he
about
likes
that?
stereo equipment and styluses for his turntable.
Do you spend a lot of time on Facebook?
I've spent a lot of time online in general.
Yeah, I think that's good. Now,
Yes.
in your home, where do you live in proximity to the station? The studio.
The studio?
Yeah.
Here?
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell you that. If I tell you that, everybody's going to know where I live. That's
walked
just like
here.
my last name. I walked here.
How many
that,
miles?
That should be a clue.
How
Not
many
that
miles?
far. I get winded.
Now, this is a
I
very
get
nice
very,
area.
very badly winded.
This is a very nice area, and I'm shocked that an unemployed young man like yourself would be able
Do
to
you-
afford a home.
Can I ask a favor?
Yeah.
Do you by any chance have a tissue? I gotta blow my nose.
I thought that was droll.
My allergies are off the charts.
Maybe it's because you walked to school today, walked to the station.
I didn't walk to school today. Why are you making me into a child? I'm a grown man,
Well,
for cripe's sake.
I've got childs on the mind.
Cripes.
Cripes.
So,
Cripes, Rob.
Now, what is your living arrangement? Do
My
you, own,
living
do you own a
arrangement.
home?
I'm not going to answer. I told you before I was going to be interviewed.
Can you speak in veiled terms?
I told you before I was going to be interviewed that I was not going to answer any personal questions because you will poke fun at me,
I won't.
and then people will know where I live and send me bad mail.
I've got some guesses.
Okay.
All right, within walking distance, there's a courthouse.
My name is Milton, and I'm your biggest fan.
Where do
You've
you
got
live?
the courthouse.
What?
You've got the courthouse a block away.
Yes, we do.
Right?
That's the old historical courthouse where they reenacted some of the Civil War activities here in the city of Manassas.
Do you like that when they do that?
Oh, big time.
You ever participate?
No, but I've got some Army men. I've got a rather extensive collection.
Are they made of plastic?
I've got plastic and the original ones made of lead.
Have you ever
years and years
have
of
you
my
ever-
mother saying, "Don't put those in your mouth."
But you keep
Don't-
licking them.
Don't put those in your mouth. I might have sucked on them when I was a kid.
Another 2 blocks
I
away.
might have sucked on Robert E. Lee's head.
You've got the train station.
What?
The train station.
Yes, they had National Railroad Day here in Manassas just a short time ago, and people from all over the country brought their train sets in and set them up. That's a great day.
Did you go to that?
I had plenty of kettle corn that day.
I bet you did.
They got a guy that brings in a big truck, and on the back of the truck, he trails a big cauldron, and he bakes kettle corn in it, and he's got a big, giant 10-gallon hat, and he stirs up the kettle corn all day long, and I couldn't eat enough of it.
Really? How were your BMs after that?
I don't like to talk about that. See, you're going to make fun if I
No.
say, "Oh, here's my BM.
No,
Here's my big BM. Let's have Rob poke fun at it."
I don't wanna
because
poke it.
Milton's going to have big BMs. I'm not going to fall into that trap.
All right, one quick question. Before we get back to what you love about Manassas.
Yeah, Rob.
Tell
what
me
are you
what-
going to talk about now, silly Rob?
I hate Manassas.
I do too.
Well, then why do you live here?
Because everybody that lives here hates it.
Well, then why do you stay?
Because we have nowhere else to go.
It's sort of the final frontier.
We call it, I was talking to Mike before the show.
Mike O'Mara?
Yeah, Mike calls it a bounce trap.
What?
A bounce trap.
And why does he call it
He
that?
says, when I leave my house, I can't get out of this. He used the F word.
Oh, that's you don't like that. You do like bad language?
He said, when I leave the house, I can't get out of this effing bounce trap.
And who are you?
My name is Milton, and I'm your biggest fan.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Mr. Undersecretary. Your secretary here says you were his best investigator when you were at the UN. I want to send you in with the team. Help Dr. Fossbach find whatever it is he needs.
Can't help you. I can't leave my family.
Take a look around here, Mr. Lane. Each and every one of these people are here because they serve a purpose. There's no room here for non-essential personnel. You want to help your family? Let's figure out how we stop this. It's your choice, Mr. Lane.
Look, we don't know what we're walking into, so we do what they say. Okay? They move, we move. They stop, we stop. If things were to get crazy, just focus on their boots, focus on their voices, and we'll be all right.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are hammers. And to hammers, everything looks like nails.
I heard that.
You were meant to. So you see something that's important, you call it out. We'll make it happen.
Okay.
Think we're gonna find anything?
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna find something.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, here's Mike.
We are live from Studio 1K in the Fiberplex Broadcast Center. This is the Mike O'Mara Show. We are downloaded worldwide 18 million times and powered by Encore Insurance. We're at MikeO'MaraShow.com, 102.9 FM WTNT in Washington, D.C., and the mighty, well, Fairfax, really.
Yeah.
But they say Washington, D.C.
Well, their proximity to D.C. is all right. Mostly they're right on that one road.
Right, and here's my impression of WTNT.
Okay.
And the mighty 1630 KCJJ in Iowa. Today's show is brought to you by Score Big. Baseball is in full swing, and the question is, how can you have fun at the game but not break the bank?
How can you have fun at the game if you can't even afford to go?
Well, every ticket on ScoreBig.com is below box office price, and there are never any fees. ScoreBig.com has all the best sports tickets, shows, and family events in your area. Whether it's baseball, ScoreBig has tickets for every major league team,
Sure.
or even football is available now.
Hold on a second. You
Yeah.
mean football? The season hasn't even started.
Right.
When are the tickets available?
Right now.
Amazing.
Over half the NFL season is on the site, and more college and pro games are going up every day. They got soccer, if you like that type of thing, theater, and family shows, too. Disney on Ice, Cirque du Soleil, Sesame Street Live, lots more. It is a wonderful website. We recommend you go. And if you do, here's the exclusive offer for you. Go to scorebig.com, click on the radio button, and enter the code TMOS, and Scorebig will send you a $25 gift card that you can use on your first purchase. That's today, tomorrow, or next month. It doesn't matter.
Oscar, that's like free money.
It is, Rob.
Free money. Don't forget to click on the radio button and enter the code TMOS, and Scorebig will send you a $25 gift card that you can use on your first purchase. Now, that's the smart way to have fun. We are very, very excited because today, not only are we doing this wonderful show for you, but we are also doing a bonus show that is the Newlywed Game, and both Oscar and Rob have brought their beloveds in here with them, and they are in studio, and they have both already texted during the show.
Oh, Carrie's not texting.
I don't know what they're doing, but they're both in their little phones, like while we've been doing the show, and it drives me nuts.
I
Would
thought
you
they were
like
going
a
to hang
hint?
out in the kitchen.
What's that?
I wanted them to hang out in the kitchen.
They can hang out wherever they want.
Yeah.
They have free reign.
Would you like a hint as to what Carrie's doing right now?
What is she doing? She's playing compulsive?
I swear to Christ she is.
Ask your beloved what she was doing.
Oh, she was just texting, I'm sure. What were you doing? Oh, she was putting stuff up on the net. She's actually promoting the show,
She's
says.
promoting the show.
Yeah.
They can go wherever they want.
Yeah.
Now, both Shannon, hello Shannon, welcome. You're off my... Hi, Carrie.
Don't
Hello.
talk so much.
Stop it. You guys will be here later on today when Josh Murphy makes his debut. I saw Josh come walking in today, and Josh is actually wearing a suit.
Yeah, he is.
So it's the Newlywed Game.
I had a talk with Josh last night because, there's going to be a segment of today's bonus show where you and Oscar and myself leave the room.
And it's going to be just Josh and the women?
Josh and the women.
Oh, my God.
I said, do you think you can handle it? He says, but you're going to leave? And I said, it's just going to be you guys. I said, stick to the script. You'll be okay.
Well, the bonus hours are commercial free, and
Right.
so we really don't. You don't require any elements. You're going to hit an element, then we're going to walk out, and it's just going to be Josh.
That's it.
Talking to the ladies, and we literally have to leave the entire premises because we can't hear your answer.
Yeah,
We're gonna
we
go
don't
out
want to cheat.
Yeah, we're going to go out
That's
on
the
the
way
porch
that's
and
gonna work.
spark up.
So, for the record,
Yes.
if you're in here and you're a guest, you got to pretend like you care.
That's the way it works. Yeah, how's Shannon feeling about? I mean, you've got her trapped, and you're bringing her to work today.
Yes.
So does Rob. But Carrie has been married to Rob for how many years now?
35,000 years.
35,000
No,
years.
is it 17? Yeah.
She does not
Yeah.
look happy.
She does not look like she cares.
Would you be?
No, that woman looks like
Would you be?
she's blinking for help.
Every day on Facebook, she holds up a picture of herself with the day's newspaper
And
to prove she's still
Joel,
alive.
we're going to meet you in a minute. Joel, slide that microphone over to Shannon for a second. So, Shannon, not only is this Take Shannon to Work Day with Oscar, but then you get to go and spend the weekend with Oscar's family. Pretty nice little weekend for you, huh?
Yeah, his family's great.
Okay.
Great.
No, they really are.
I know.
Great.
I don't know why
Great.
I'm laughing at that.
Oh,
Somehow
'cause
I just feel like you're here
we-
against your will.
We had a pep talk on the way in.
Oh, no.
How did that go?
Stop it.
I went well.
I don't get a chance to talk to you on the show very often. I truly don't. I just hear about it. I just hear about your life. I guess we're going to hear
Well, what
more
do you
about your
mean?
life. I don't know. It's
You know,
just
she
funny.
stopped listening to the show.
She's so...
What?
What's that?
She stopped listening to the show.
Oh, then
I had
because
to.
was it too painful for you? Is that what
Yeah,
it was?
we would get into arguments because
Right.
he would go nuclear. So I just had to stop.
Well, it's great since
Well,
you're not listening. You and Carrie have plenty to talk about.
The thing about it is, I think Oscar has an image that he tries to live up to, and I know that's not what he's like in real life.
No,
And
that's exactly what it
And
is.
I've been in this business a long time, and that is a very, very slippery slope. It's very dangerous, and it's not easy for you. And I've been doing it for forever, and I know that.
Are you
look,
saying I'm not a great guy?
I'm saying
I'm a great guy.
I am saying
real
that,
life.
that when you talk about the pep talks and stuff like
Yeah.
that, I know that you're tweaking that up a little.
Did we
bit.
have a talk on the way in?
Yeah, we legitimately do have pep talks.
Can
Yeah.
you give us the bullet points of the
Yeah.
talk?
He just said, fun show today, right? I was like, what? What is going on?
It's almost
So
like
you're
almost
gonna
like
have
my
fun.
car.
You're gonna have fun and laugh today, right?
Yeah.
You know?
And then what else did we talk about? Mic technique.
What? Oh, yeah. He told me I had to be right on top of the mic like I was kissing it.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't do that.
What?
Now, you were clear that you meant microphone and not Mike O'Mara,
Yeah,
right?
clear.
Yeah,
clear.
no.
My only comment to Mrs. O'Mara today was, you're going to be kind to me today, right?
Oh.
Because Carla gets excited more than anybody else when
She does.
because you want to talk about the lack of a filter. She really, in her mind, this is how she processes it. And I know she's not here to defend herself, but she comes in and she says, open mic, embarrass Mike.
Really?
Open microphone, embarrass Mike.
Equals embarrass Mike.
And Carrie does the same thing to
We
you.
had a small
That's
pep
why
talk today.
What did you say?
I said, "Are you excited?"
Now, Carrie, were you not excited about coming in today?
I don't care to spend the day with Rob.
Rob, there's a move. Is that a feeling?
How
that
dare
hand,
you?
That hand on the back of your head like that. Has he
Rob
done that
just-
before? I get that a lot.
Rob just grabbed the back of Carrie's head.
Oh, my
there's,
God.
there's nothing that I get a lot.
Oh, this is so fun.
Yeah, it's great, isn't it?
Look, it's
Wasn't it just a week ago when I said how little I wanted her to come to work?
I
with
know,
me?
because the myth is dispelled.
Yeah, the myth of
What myth?
We're all
Maybe the
just-
myth is actually being underscored.
We're all very weak men, and our ladies
I
know
disagree.
Oh,
that.
yeah, right. That guy's the boss.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
Hey,
you.
do you have anything for
Wow, you
nausea?
really have trained her. Attaboy.
That's not training.
Way to go. That's
No,
terrific.
we work hard together.
Wow,
I
that's-
just work a little harder.
Yeah, so he's the boss. I'm the assistant.
Man, you know what?
You're making me. I swear to God, that's making me. Oh,
I got a sour stomach.
I do too. It's terrible.
Thanks, babe.
So, you ladies look forward to coming in for the bonus hour?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Okay, get the hell out of here. Thank you very much. That's all. Have fun in the kitchen.
Yeah.
Make yourself go out for coffee or something.
There's
We're gonna do the
granola
regular-
bars in the kitchen. Go help
That's right.
yourself.
You're not sitting here for the entire show. I cannot do the show with all of you in here. I can't. That's it. I'm sorry. I have to be
T-minus
realistic.
5 minutes, they're out.
Sorry about that. But hey, that was nice. Was I polite?
Hey, you were very polite.
I was terrific.
I'm not sure you should have engaged them at all.
Now, speaking of having people in the studio,
Yes.
I'm not uncomfortable with this individual in the studio.
No, he
'cause
seems nice.
I've met this person. He is a huge fan of the show, and we have today the payoff of the Apprentice winning listener, Joel Rogers.
Joel
is
Rogers
here.
is here, my apprentice. I really
Joel
wanna
Rogers entered the contest, which was the Jack Cassidy T-shirt contest, where we wanted you to scream Jack Cassidy. Joel, because he is a pilot for Delta Airlines, was able to win the contest by saying Jack Cassidy at the most locations, exotic locations all around the world.
What won it for me is when he said it over the PA system of a jet.
Yes.
That was really, but the fact that he went to Vegas and Denver and I think Memphis, how many cities did you visit?
I think it was about a dozen. And I probably shouldn't say who I fly for because I want to keep the job.
Oh, sorry about that.
I will
apologize.
just say it's one of the largest ones in the world. We'll leave it at that.
We'll edit
And,
that out.
That's right.
We'll edit
but
that out.
yes,
say it?
that was on the airplane. Then I made a couple
So
announcements
cool.
for the video.
It was amazing, and you obviously did it in a relatively short period of time. What was the total time commitment
It
to get
literally
all
was a week because, as you saw in the video, the first few days I did not have a shirt, and we were getting close to the deadline. You
That was
joked
another one
about
of
the
our
well,
fabulous merchandising
Well, you
department.
joked about the deadline being Labor Day or something, and but Mark said end of March. So I was hustling. I thought, as a contingency, I'm going to get a couple videos in the can.
Right.
And then I flew back home, and sure enough, there was my shirt. So really, it was like 3 days with the shirt.
Pretty cool.
You did a great job. It was an
Thank you.
amazing video.
So,
Loved
Rob,
it.
I'm sorry it was so
explain
long.
for all of us, and incidentally, Joel's got a great website, too, because not only is he a fan of the show, but he's a roller coaster maniac, and he loves roller coasters, and he's one of the foremost authorities on roller coasters in the United States. His website is coastergallery.com, and you've been doing that for a good long time,
I
too.
have.
right?
I used to live in the D.C. area. I moved out of here about 13 years ago, but I found myself with a lot of spare time on my hands, so I started this website. It was mostly a personal website, but it became more and more about the coasters and less about me. Mm-hmm. And now it's exclusively just roller coaster pictures and videos, and I just keep adding to it and adding to it.
The
And this-
photography is amazing.
Yeah,
It's
well,
really good stuff.
thank you. This year I'm going to go to Europe and ride 70 roller coasters next
Oh,
month.
wow.
So that tells you how sick I am.
That's cool. That's very cool. Howard.
How do you decide which routes you get? I'm sure there's like a kind of a hierarchy.
It's all seniority based.
Okay.
So the first person in my position gets his first choice, and I'm number like 220 out of 300 something. So there's
So where do you
12
end up
there's
most of the
12,000
time?
Yeah. I have enough seniority that I could say I don't want to go to Mexico, but I don't have enough seniority to get the really cushy layovers.
I
So
see.
I mostly bid days off, but I do this time of year look for 30-hour layovers somewhere with roller coasters. So I did 3 trips last month where I was paid to go sit in a hotel for 30 hours, which meant, hey, I'm renting a car and I'm going looking for coasters.
So the airline industry, they're not okay if you drink, but they are okay if you show up to work with extreme vertigo.
Well, he handles the vertigo. That's
Apparently
why he's
he
a
loves it.
pilot.
That's
I
true.
get it out of my system on the coasters, and then when I go to the airplane, I don't need to go upside down.
It's a lot of fun.
How cool is it? I've always told people that when and this really had no bearing on you winning the contest, your occupation, but I've always told people if I go to a cocktail party and there is a surgeon,
yes,
a pilot, and a police officer at the party, I'm a happy guy because
it's a great party.
We have a lot of good stories. Absolutely.
As much as people like to know what I do for a living, it's very cool for me to always talk about pilots. And I've had, I've been fortunate to have many pilots as friends over the years, and I just am fascinated by what you guys do. I think. I go back to the old days where that was the gig. I mean, to be an airline pilot was a big deal.
When Mike closes his eyes, he still sees Catch Me If You Can.
I wish it was like that. It's not as good as it used to be, and especially post 9/11, there have been a lot of changes.
Yeah.
But it still has its perks, like, hey, we're going to fly you somewhere and give you 2 nights in a hotel,
right?
And you've got a day to kill, so I go ride coasters.
And it's something that I've always thought about the guys that do what you do, especially in the 9/11 world. I mean, there's no secret that going to an airport and getting on a plane now to go on vacation or for business has turned into an amazing hassle. And it's a hassle you guys dealing with airports every single day. And my question is, because of that, I think still, would you say it's safe to say the people that do what you do, you really do it for the love of flying? I mean, because really, it's not the perks there used to be. It's more of a hassle now just to get into an airport. Why do you still enjoy it?
I'm still about an 8-year-old boy mentally, and think airplanes are cool, and I just never outgrew that.
Is it still a thrill every time you take off?
I have like 10, 11,000 hours of flying, so it's not what it used to be. But it has its moments. There are days where you're in a cool place or just, a beautiful sunrise or sunset and you go, hey, this is pretty nice. And then you have those red eyes or you're 3 a.m. and you're just going, I hate this job. So, it's pluses and minuses.
Are you the kind of pilot? We had a discussion when Buzz was back on the show, and I don't think Buzz liked it. I don't think you liked it either, Rob. We took off from, I think, Las Vegas, and we went to San Diego. I'm pretty sure that was the route we took.
It was a Super Bowl that connected through Las Vegas.
Okay, it was a Super Bowl that connected through Las Vegas, and the pilot took a little spin around the Grand Canyon, and I was all in. And were you all in, or did you hate it?
No, you
were not on it. I don't remember whether you were on it.
I might not have been there. I would have been on the fence on that. What I don't like,
I just want to get to the destination. That's what he said, and I love the fact that the pilot did that because it meant. You're not just ferrying cattle across the country.
The craziest excursion I did like that was not my fault. I was actually flying out of Washington Dulles for 4 years, and we were flying by Richmond, and they said, well, Dulles is closed for a while. Do you want to hold, or do you just want us to vector you zigzag to kill time?
Right.
So there's, fly north, fly east, fly south. So we're just flying a big box in the sky, and I noticed I'm going over King's Dominion, and I said, hey, you mind if I do a left 360 here? Now I'm like at 8,000 feet, and it was only one.
You really do love roller coasters.
It was only one circle, but I'm like, hey, So, in that case, nobody's going to yell at me saying, hey, you wasted the time, the money, freaked out.
Right.
So I was just, killing time. I wonder, I really don't say, hey, we're going to detour and sightsee because, the time and the money is just, I can't be responsible for that.
Right.
But in this case, when I had time to kill, I did one little circle at a respectful distance around King's Dominion.
And you can do that occasionally.
Probably
not as
most
much.
Most of the time, the controllers say, "This is where you're going to go."
This is where you're going.
Discussion.
And
Now,
of course, that's also where we live in the post 9/11 world.
I know one thing that Mike loves that I don't like. Are you a chatty pilot? Do you make a lot of announcements? Do
I
you
make
play on the
one.
intercom?
I try not to because I know half the people are asleep and the other half are on their iPods or whatever. And I'll say where we're going, what's the weather, how long, but I don't interrupt the middle of the flight to
Mike
go, hey,
loves the
out the
interruptions.
left. Well.
Now, you are based, when you started listening to the show, how long have you been aware of the show?
I fell in love with your Tom Brokaw impersonation around the Monica Lewinsky scandal just because the way Tom could not say
That would be back on the old
Lewinsky
Don and Mike show.
on Don
Yeah.
and Mike. So like
Right.
98-ish is when I
Okay.
found. And then unfortunately, I moved away in 2000. You guys weren't online, so I kind of lost track. Mm-hmm. And then thanks to the podcast here a few years ago, 5-6 years ago is when I rediscovered you guys. So I've been listening again. As Milton said, I'm your biggest fan. So for about the last 5 or 6 years.
Oh, cool. That's very, very cool.
Well, while we have him here, can he get his fabulous prize package? Because I know he gets to intern with me today.
Okay, so he went around and did the Jack Cassidy thing. We picked him as the best one, and I don't even remember. It was so long ago. I don't even remember what
I will
the
tell
prize
you. Well,
package
of
was.
course, the best prize package is to sit in on not one but 2 episodes of the Mike O'Mara Show.
Amen.
He will
And
also be joining me for the Rob Spiewak Show today. And that, by the way, the dictionary definition of a smattering of applause. But when we did the contest,
who put applause on my buzz?
That's what?
Hey, look, I went to hit the buzzer when you said that, and so.
You know
Did
what?
somebody do that to me?
You know what that might be?
What is that?
Is the buzzer next to it? Does it say buzzer or buzz?
It says buzz.
And then is there not one that says buzzer?
No. Now last night when I was moving stuff around, I hit the
I wonder.
assign hotkey.
That'll do it.
So what do I do to fix it again?
You have to hit find. You have to find your buzzer,
hold
then
on.
assign hotkey,
Hold on.
and then hit it. While he does that, let me explain.
I
What
wonder
happened.
who did that.
I wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
The funny
More
thing
buttons
about
in
it
my
is,
airplane.
when we did the Rob's Apprentice, Mike tasked me with coming up with a prize pack.
Yes.
And I came up with some items from my home, and I would like to present them to Joel right now.
Please.
The first item is 5 actual used jukebox records and labels that have been in my jukebox, Darlene. And I don't even know.
Sorry.
Someone at the door?
I'm sorry.
You want me
I'm
to kill
playing
the
with
level
my-
on that?
Yeah.
Now, do you have a phonograph at home?
I have access to one.
Well, when you go home, you can listen to She's the One by the Chartbusters, a Washington, D.C. band. This Diamond Ring by Gary Lewis and the Playboys, 70s favorite. Nice to Be With You by Gallery. Baby, I Love You by Aretha Franklin, and one of the all-time great jukebox
Hey, Rob.
records, Louie Louie by the Kingsmen.
Excellent.
Would you hand those to him, please? Yes,
And-
Mike.
Whatever. What would buzz be under?
It would be Buzzer.
Because it's not.
You have nothing called Buzzer?
I have Buzz Stager.
No, that would be for when we used to have a news guy.
Right. Hey, we have a news guy. He's
I
sitting
know.
right here. What would it?
I thought I was auditioning for that today.
So what would it be? God.
Try Pyramid Buzzer.
That could work as well. Quickly, how hard was it for you to part with these records?
There was a lot of thought last night.
I imagine.
It's tough. I love all my records like children.
And I have to admit that I have some to exchange with you, courtesy of my mother.
Ah, that's awesome.
Now, these are her records from when she was a little girl. Might not be your musical taste, but there's some neat history there. And there's at least one Beatles 45.
Oh, my God. Well, if you listen to the
He's
show,
such
you
a
know
perfect
everything.
listener for you because he's a bit of a nerdnik just like you are.
You know that, but
true.
at least he hasn't changed around his instant replay.
Hey.
And he gets an LP, too. He gets an Elvis LP, and this one is one...
See, I'd be using the buzzer like no tomorrow right now.
It's a double record, and this is my original copy of Elvis in Concert from
Do you
1977.
have a duplicate of that?
I do, but this is the original one.
Of course he does. Of course he
What should I give him then, Mike? What should I
I'm
give
not
him?
really paying attention to this segment. I'm trying to fix
Can you
my-
help him
my
with the
replay.
buzzer?
And then the final thing, and perhaps the best prize of all.
Oh, wow. Now, this is... Rob, I can't believe you're parting with this.
Well, it's only one of 2 that I own.
It's still...
This is a World War II Nazi helmet.
Wow.
And I hope that when you wear it, you think of me.
Hey, is that World War II or is that World War I?
I think that's 2. I think it is World War II.
Did they have like the eagle feathers on the front of it like that?
I believe it is World War II because if it was 1, I don't
Does
think
it look ceremonial to you?
It does. It doesn't look like, because the other helmet I have, Mike, is a battle helmet. Now, I'm going to come over and look at your instant replay.
Okay, very good. So what do you think, Joel? What do you think of all the swag?
You know, I wear a hat when I'm at the airport. I would
Go,
really
get on the
love.
plane.
Yeah, do you think anybody would notice if I switch out my my normal pilot hat for this thing?
You get on the plane with that? That would be amazing. That is a... Hey, you didn't... Rob didn't part with any of his Hindenburg memorabilia. did he?
of course not.
But I do have a Graf Zeppelin toy that was my father's when he was in the 40s that he inherited.
God, you
so
two are like soulmates.
it's-
What's going on
yeah.
with this, Rob?
I don't know where the buzzer is.
Jesus. I'm
Is it
really...
possible you deleted it?
Could you
Maybe.
have
Tell
deleted
you
it?
what, while they're doing this, I have a few things for
Yeah,
Oscar.
he's moving the show along.
Thank you
That's
very
what
much.
he's
Yeah, because he's more professional than we are. Because he's a pilot.
Thank
We're
you,
just
sir.
hack DJs.
What I'm gonna
All
have to
right,
do,
so
Mike, is
so
I'm gonna have to
Oscar,
bring
Yes,
it
sir.
back.
All right,
you
we'll
have a
find
lot
out
of podcasts. You're making apps. You need.
Thank you. Oh, yeah.
It's a book, and all it is napkins.
Oh, I like this.
So, you know,
This is
you want to
actually
jot an
super
idea
interesting.
down on a napkin.
Very cool.
It's a bound book
pretty
that's
cool, right?
nothing but napkins for
You can
ideas.
doodle your ass off.
I can tuck this right in my couch.
That's amazing.
All that will be around the
Good
podcast
stuff.
studio in no time.
I love listeners that bring gifts.
Me too.
This is very cool.
I will let. I can't do the impersonations. I'm letting the trained professionals do this.
What Joel Rogers is presenting us with right now is a huge box of candy.
That's nice, Mike, but radio is an industry based on detail. What kind of candy?
What I am looking for is a round candy with a hole in the middle that resembles, well, it's what it is. It's a lifesaver.
But what kind of lifesaver?
Wintergreen.
Peppermint and traditional 5 flavor. Yay!
That
you
still
didn't
never
have
gets
it?
old. I love that. Thank you.
Did you not have it?
I was. What's the matter, Mike?
I wanted the whole Shannon thing.
Shannon in the morning.
There we go.
Shannon. WQXI.
You think Rob shook up because Carrie's here?
I think so.
Right?
No, I think it's because he's probably concerned that I screwed up the buzzer on my
Oh,
instant
no, it'll
replay.
work out.
We'll find it.
Were
We'll find it.
you sober when you worked on it yesterday?
Yeah, I just at one
What
point.
were you doing to it?
Well, what I do is I now work in here at night, and incidentally,
At night?
Well, yeah, at night I work 24/7.
I understand,
on this
but
show.
there's no off
and
switch.
I know at one point this. I'm not going to go into the detail. It's too boring for the listeners.
No, it's not.
Something fell on a button, and I think I probably deleted
drink?
something that was not a drink. I was not in here. Yeah, I'm in here drinking Irish whiskey with a leprechaun hat on and throwing up.
Did Mike, were you
For
able
Christ's sake, that's
last
what I'm
night?
doing.
Were you able to capture King Brian?
No, I was not. No, I was not. Joel, do you have more gifts because we have to go to commercial break?
I do, and I'll make it quick.
Okay.
Expectant father needs
Yes.
good camera stuff.
Yes.
And you lost or had a camera stolen.
Yes, I did.
Now you have a Sony NEX, and you can put Canon stuff. I have 2 fabulous lenses.
Oh, my God.
Do you know
Jesus.
what? Do you know what the red stripe means on a Canon lens?
Yeah,
No.
it means it's a
The
Jamaican beer.
No,
right?
it's an L series lens. Big money. So
Okay.
I think this is what the expectant father needs.
What is this?
And the other one's a telephoto lens. Wow. It's a lens for your camera.
Oh, wait, it's
Whoa.
fake.
Oh,
it's fake.
damn it.
It's fake.
Oh,
Do I open this?
They're coffee cups.
Oh, they're coffee cups.
It looked like a $2,000 lens.
I
I'm
got
sorry.
so excited. I was
I
was
just
online
like throwing
dreaming
them
of one of
for-
these yesterday.
All right, how do I?
You know what, Joel? You're okay in my book. That's pretty effing funny.
Hey, terrific. Here's a coffee cup.
Totally got all of us.
A lens coffee cup. Thank you very much. That's
I'm gonna use it.
Wow,
That's
that
great.
is
Thank
awesome.
you, sir.
That's,
All right.
Hey, you
Appreciate
bet.
that.
Good stuff. We will take a break. When we come back, it is more on the Mike O'Mara Show, everybody. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of the program is brought to you by Personal Capital. I've told you about the amazing new application, Personal Capital. Rates are going up, and you got to keep track of your finances for home mortgages, and you've got to keep your track of your rates for your money and how it's growing and who's managing your money. Because anybody that watches the Financial Times or
Yes.
watches MSNBC, watches that bald guy Jim Cramer,
He's
you
nuts.
know that financially the world is in a state of turmoil right
Yes,
now.
flux.
I don't want to say turmoil, but things are changing.
Yeah.
With just one click on one screen, you can see your net worth and your assets, and more importantly, you can track how you are doing. Knowledge is power, and with Personal Capital, you will know what you have, how it's doing, and how much it's costing you to manage it. That's very important. But better than all that, with Personal Capital, you can retire faster.
Right.
If you want to retire quickly, most folks pay money managers way too much to watch their money. At Personal Capital, their money managers charge much less for the same service and expertise, and because of that, you get to keep your hard-earned money and retire faster. Go to personalcapital.com/TMOS for a free trial and start taking control of your money today. Know what you have and retire sooner by clicking the banner ad at MikeO'MaraShow.com or going to personalcapital.com/TMOS, and we thank you in advance for that.
Awesome.
I got a wonderful baby bib. It says, I may still slobber, but I'm smart enough to know that the Yankees really do suck.
There you go.
Go
Perfect.
Very thoughtful of you, Joel, to bring the gift.
Thank
So
you,
nice of
Joel.
you.
That is awesome. We are here with Joel Rogers, who is the winner of the Rob's Apprentice contest. As a Mike O'Mara Show contest winner, are you satisfied with the experience that you have achieved by winning this contest?
No, and I'll tell you why.
Good. I like that answer. That's good.
The addition of the bonus show means no Costco lunch. And I really wanted to meet Sonny.
Now wait a second.
that's
I
a
spoke
shame.
to I spoke to the widow Spiewak.
Yes.
And if she would not be too creeped out, she has said she will take you to Costco for lunch.
Well, we'll
so
see.
you'll get to see
Okay.
Sonny.
And let me just say to Joel, you ungrateful bastard!
I know.
No, anyway.
Most people have to pay.
He's really a Rob Mobber, isn't he?
He is. He's perfect for this contest.
He's a winner. And most people, it costs $1 to hear the bonus show. He'll be getting it for free.
That's good. Congratulations. Enjoy. It should be terrific. Hey, I want to say something about a friend of mine who put a video up online today. Our friend Mickey Cucella up at 98 Rock up in Baltimore. A guy that has been so kind to me since I was kicked to the curb by CBS Radio, and a guy that really has supported our podcast, came out to Reno and did his stand-up act. Mickey announced today that he is leaving the 98 Rock morning show up in Baltimore and put just the most amazingly honest and open video up on his webpage. It's at 98rock.com, and you can check it out there. One of the things we don't talk a lot about in this business of radio is that while we are so incredibly blessed to be able to do a show, and thank God that Oscar talked me into doing this little podcast, because this has given me so much satisfaction and different incarnations of being on the radio throughout my career. It's all been a fun way to make a living.
Yeah.
That's the good part. The tough part that you don't talk about an awful lot are when personnel changes happen, when stations change formats, when people even leave a podcast.
Yep.
Everybody and their uncle feels like they're a part of this thing. And when you're in the public eye, everybody feels like they're an expert. We do it too when we talk about movies, when we talk about television. When you are in the public eye, your life is not completely your own.
No.
And people tend to speculate, and people tend to talk about you, and people tend to say different things. It's amazing that more and more people don't go off the deep end in this business, because if you don't develop your rhinoceros skin and do it, or as the lady online said about me, she thought I'd have a thicker skin over all that blubber. That's the kind of crap that you read that's a very small percentage of people, but it hurts.
It does.
And if you
does.
don't say it hurts, I've talked about it before, you're lying. And I think that this business tends to chew you up. And doing a morning show, as I have done, that can chew you up even more, because the very logistics, and I don't know Mickey's situation, and I'm not trying to defend him for doing what he did. I'm just trying to tell you that along with doing a morning show and having fun and the laughs and being in the world in comedy, physically getting up at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday for 15 years is a taxing thing to do.
It's not healthy to rise before the sun.
But it's a short shift, and so you're not working a 9-hour day, so that's okay. But at the same time, you're scrutinized by the public because of the nature of what you do. And unlike people that go into a news studio and read the news, or go to WTOP or WNEW in Washington and read the news, when you are live on the radio and you're doing funny radio, and your responsibility is to keep it interesting and keep it fresh and create like that every day, it's a tremendous amount of pressure. It's diamond-inducing pressure, because you have to have material every single day. And if you happen to say something, which happens periodically to disc jockeys more than anybody else, you go too far, you go over the line, you go over the edge, that just adds into it. And, the one thing about Mickey, Mickey couldn't just say that I've been battling depression because I've gone through a lot in my life and I'm just going to walk away. Mickey had to come out and make an incredible video for fans of that station, which he did, and I just thought it was so well done. It was so honest. It was so raw, but it was also so respectful to his coworkers and dignified and classy. And what I would just ask everybody that enjoys this world of radio to be mindful of is, a lot of change happens in any show. It's going to happen. We've had change here. We've had Buzz and we've had Mark, who are going on to do different things. And as far as, I'm using the Mickey resignation to just state my own case here. Change happens, and everything is not always going to be the same. And we're very transparent with personnel decisions that are made on this show. And I would just say, for the people that want to make A, more of it than it should be made of,
right,
and B, theorize on things that are completely off the wall, just try to back off on it a little bit. Give us a little bit of a break.
Please.
It'd be helpful. We'd appreciate that. And to Mickey Coachella up at 98 Rock in Baltimore, good luck with your future,
All
brother.
the best, man.
And he's got a home here. He can come by here anytime he wants to visit. We will take a break and come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show. Our segment, welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show.
Why you laugh?
I'm laughing because our segment is brought to you by RC Kitchens, and somebody wrote me something online about Rory Callahan, and it was something to do with Tommy Boy, because it's Tom Callahan.
Oh, that's right.
And so they wanted me to say about our good friend at RC Kitchens, Rory Callahan. Tom Callahan's son, Rory, and his crew can build something for you today. We're talking about
I've got
RC
the extra
Kitchens.
time.
Your kitchen is important. It is the most important room in your home. It's certainly the gravitating place for our house. Now you can have hand-built, all-wood, top-quality cabinets for about the same price as the mass-produced brands. Contact Rory Callahan at RC Kitchens to get Mercedes quality at Prius prices. Estimates from RC Kitchens are guaranteed accurate, and the timetable is always honest and realistic. Rory Callahan is the man to see out there, and after he stopped making those auto parts and went into the kitchen remodeling business, he did a fantastic job.
But he still made the best air filters I've ever seen. I've got a closet full of them.
That's what Callahan did. They made air filters. From D.C. to Delmarva, RC Kitchens takes the frustration out of remodeling. They can do storage for books and toys, home offices, even mudrooms. Outside the D.C. area, RC Kitchens might still be able to help you do what more and more TMOS listeners are doing. Give Tommy's son, Rory, a call. Rory Callahan and his crew today. I'm not doing that.
No.
Because I don't know whether he approves of it or
They're
not.
called doctors.
Tom Callahan. That's right. Tommy.
Brake pads.
Yeah, brake pads.
Yeah.
Not air filters, brake pads. 301-537-3515 for RC Kitchens. 301-537-3515 or at rckitchens.com. We are here. The ladies are in the kitchen having coffee and getting
In
ready
my mind, they're wrestling.
to do our bonus hour. We've dealt with our friend Joel Rogers, who won the Rob's Apprentice. This is what I would describe as a busy little Friday.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of moving
Fun
parts
Friday.
today, and very fun Friday. Alec Baldwin again stepped in it with, and this time,
But you see,
I want to defend Alec Baldwin.
I don't feel he stepped in it.
Right.
I think he's right on every level.
The thing about it, when you have, this is what I was talking about before, when you're scrutinized by the public and you have a reputation as having the short fuse, even when you are completely within your rights. Here's the backstory on this. Alec Baldwin goes to James Gandolfini's funeral,
right,
and his wife, his pregnant wife, is accused of texting and tweeting
lighthearted things
during the James Gandolfini funeral. Well, it was a lie. Mm-hmm. It was fabricated. Mm-hmm. It was some British journalist that did this. And what does Alec Baldwin do? Alec Baldwin tweets that he wants to find the guy and F him up.
I love that.
See, that's where...
There were several tweets. My favorite one says, "My wife was not tweeting at a funeral, but I look forward to tweeting from your funeral." Which I thought was
actually funny.
I like funny.
Yeah,
No, that's right. But wasn't there one that was a little more
he got
I'm
into
going to
it.
find you
Certainly
and F you up.
aggressive.
That might have been over
The thing is, though, this is the rule of thumb even when you're fighting with your wife or girlfriend.
Yeah.
You have to always, if they do something egregious and horrible, a lot of men think that, well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say something even worse. Well, as soon as you say something worse, you've made it about you, and it's not about the bad person.
And he had the proof. He has the timestamp on the tweets.
Yeah, there is, the funeral's at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
At 1 o'clock, she was tweeting these things.
Right.
And it was verified. And the British guy was like, it's so disrespectful to do that. And I'm on Alec Baldwin's side on this particular issue.
But this all comes back to access.
Yes.
There's too much access.
Yes.
And if you decide to buy into it, which is part of the machine now, this is going to happen.
You're pretty good at isolating yourself from it. You are younger than I am, and it's newer for me for some reason.
Yeah, he might be the best of all of us.
You can, you don't really deal with that at all.
When people come after me?
You know it exists, and you just kind of roll. I don't. Yeah. Even when it's said, even when people say things about other people that are related to this show, even people that aren't, associated with this show, it pisses me off.
I've been hated for so long, Mike. that.
Yeah, you do get crap.
I
You
just
get-
kind
you
of
get crap
I say
online.
this is part of the business for me at least.
Yeah.
But I don't hate you as much as I used to.
Well, yeah, that's usually what happens after
I'm
like 4 or
coming
5
around.
years.
Yeah, he's
Usually
growing
people
on me.
turn a little bit.
Every-
but when you're hated this much,
Right.
in your personal and public life,
Right.
it's kind of okay.
Well, it's like, for example, I put on Facebook the other day, and I don't mind talking about it. I don't.
Okay.
I don't because unlike Oscar, I like just dealing with it and wearing it on my sleeve because it's the way I roll.
And you have
if I don't
gorgeous
get it off
sleeves.
my chest, it stays. It festers in. I post something on Facebook that Mark is leaving the show,
Right.
And now a lot more people know that than they did that were just on Facebook.
He's leaving the show.
Yeah, I forgot to tell
Oh,
you.
damn
So the fact is that Mark has
Mark
been
Ronick?
assisting.
He was just here last week.
I was on the phone with him. He seemed fine.
And the fact is, Mark and I have a conversation yesterday morning. I said, a lot of people are asking about the bonus show and whether Bob Jubanks is going to be here. I think it's time we say something online. And I said, what do you want me to say? How do you want to say it? And we go back and forth.
That was cool of
and
you.
we come out with I write something and then he writes something. And then it's just because of, what's the word you used as far as with tweets and everything? There's so
The
much
Twitter
access.
sphere?
There's
Access.
access.
Oh, access, yeah.
And everybody wants to be a super sleuth, and people want to read more crap into it.
Well,
no.
you know what it is that what we've done, radio has always been a very intimate medium, but when we moved it to a podcast, it became more and more intimate. I mean, the very fact that we broadcast from your home, I think, implies a certain intimacy of what
Right.
we do. And that's great because it really enriches the listening experience. However,
And I
just
have more
because
contact with listeners of this show than I've had with any other show.
me too, having one to the house today.
Exactly.
But the thing is that even though there is an
Joel.
Joel Rogers,
Thanks for the plug.
with your roller coasters, airplanes. The thing about the implied intimacy, it is simply that. It's you may think you know me perfectly, you may
Right.
think you know Mike, you may think you know Oscar. You don't. And I love the fact that you feel that you do, and you
Right.
have that comfort with our
I
show.
think they know us more than most people, to be fair.
But do they know us like a real member of our family?
No,
they don't.
but
But I
no,
think,
but
but
I
many
wanna-
of them do,
I
and I
want-
think many of them think they know like what goes on behind the scenes.
See, yeah, that's true. I will say, look, you can have your opinion on this. I think the most beautiful thing about this type of programming and this type of hot talk
Mm-hmm.
is that when people hear what we say and we do what we do on this program, and then you meet someone like Joel on the street for the first time,
Right.
or I met a listener outside of my condo building this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
When you shake their hand, and much like I do because I'm a radiophile myself,
Sure.
I feel like, and someone will tell me, I feel like I know you, and I said that is the grandest compliment you can ever get from
It
anyone.
truly is, and I
because
don't-
that means we're doing our job.
But I don't want to discount that. I'm not trying to
Yes.
belittle that. What I'm saying is that when they feel they know us, then they take some of them, not all of them, and probably a very small percentage, make the leap that they understand what's going on behind the scenes.
There are layers to this onion, and then maybe they haven't gotten to like the center,
Right.
But they definitely know us. I would say people, the way we talk on the show, and I think Mike alluded to this, and I wasn't even going to bring this up. A guy like Mickey Coachella left it all on the field. Like when he
Sure.
got behind that mic, there was stuff that he would talk about when I was in Baltimore with Chad, and when I was here and I could get 98 Rock, and when
Right.
he came in here, we were on the road and he was on stage.
Right.
That's when you are that blatantly honest, and so is Mike, and so is Rob, and so is myself, and you really compromise a lot in your life, whether it be your relationships,
Oh,
your
absolutely. Yeah.
business, and I think that there are busybodies out there that think they understand every aspect of that.
Right.
But there are also a lot of people out there, like Joel maybe, and some other great listeners, and I think the majority of them are, that sit there and say, this is so much fun. The fact that they can talk about the good times, the bad times,
Right.
and the horrific times at times. I feel like I'm in the room with them.
I agree with you, but once again, I think that the vast majority of people enjoy what we tell them and they live through
True,
that.
true.
But that's that extra 1%,
Well-
maybe even not that think they understand
Yeah.
more than they understand.
Like a
And
guy-
and that's what troubles me. And those
Well,
are the nudges. You
I
know,
don't hide it. There are certain individuals that have contacted me, and it's funny when someone leaves. I have gotten approached by people after posting this about Mark, and they said, "If you need some extra help," and I don't tell people when I post that someone's leaving. I don't give every single detail because the fact is I don't need to, but somehow I feel compelled to share more. And the fact is the decision about Mark Ronick was made weeks ago.
Right.
We don't exactly, need people to jump on the bandwagon because we have people that we are working with who are not going to be named because they're not going to be in studio. We have made some changes behind the scenes, changes, and I hate to say this, that you out there in Radio Land don't need to know about because they don't in any way, shape, or form affect you. So
it will ultimately benefit them.
It will benefit them, and it will benefit the show. But I'm saying, Mark has known this, and I have known this for several weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So when I posted that, it was just simply, we are getting a lot of questions about it, and since we are, I will post something. And I told Mark, I said, it's time. He said, I felt the same way about that.
Right.
And we put it up there, and then suddenly the speculation goes on. And Mark would be the first one to admit that, his on-air role on this show was intermittent at the very best.
Yeah, true
And
enough.
so when people put more weight on that role on the show and then begin to speculate, that's when I'm just like, I guess I should welcome it, but I never do. I always look at it as, I know you love the scuttlebutt. Like, for example, I got to quote one, okay?
Okay.
This is on the fan page that we have, and somebody goes, I'm doing some sleuthing.
Oh, good.
The post that Mike wrote regarding Rabbi Ronek's departure from TMOS, was that posted publicly on the podcast page or just on Mike's personal page?
Wow.
Also, Mark shared it. So does that mean that only friends of his can see it, or is it also public?
I love it.
There's a rat somewhere, and I'm trying to sniff the bitch out.
What rat?
Are you smoking crack? I put it on Facebook. That is a public forum. Whether it's on my friend page, my posts that I put on my Facebook page get put on other sites.
And you know what?
It happens. I mean, please, I appreciate your enthusiasm, but there is not a conspiracy.
It's the best of all worlds of shtick because he starts off by calling Mark a rabbi,
Right.
which is, what?
It's not he, it's her.
That's not very funny to begin with, but
Right.
then there's
and
a rat.
The women have been going a little more goofy on
Well,
this.
you have to admit Mark is beautiful.
Right. Right. And then a lady posts
Like, I
something.
know.
A lady posts something about Mark that I thought was really inappropriate. And I thought it was mean-spirited. And I unfriend her and I delete it. And then she comes back at me, and that's the one that said, "Oh, by the way, you'd think he'd have a thick skin to cover all that blubber."
Well, I'd
It's
like
just
to address
you hateful C-word.
back
all
to the original
people,
point.
all
Right.
the people that are hateful towards us. Understand this: we have incredibly thick skin, or we wouldn't be here. However,
I know.
No, you do. You
Mike-
really do.
Mike
I'd like to fight them all.
Yeah,
well,
Mike
you'd be out of the business if under it all you didn't have.
I'd
a
like
thick
to
skin.
drive to this person's house and just say,
Okay,
not
after
this person, because that's not mean-spirited. Even though it's reading more into it, it's not really mean-spirited. But then
But after the bonus show, please don't drive there until after the bonus show.
in this world of podcasting, in this particular this incarnation of what I'm doing, we walk a very fine line because we now have, I never thought it was humanly possible to gain greater intimacy with one's audience than on the radio. I didn't think it was possible until I started doing a podcast.
Right.
Joel, you're an eyewitness to this. I will give you a great example. The Denver meet and greet.
Oh, yeah.
I'm walking into a room with friends. I'm approaching people. It's like, hey, how you doing? Hey, man, thanks for coming out. How are you? Let's just. We sit down and we start drinking beer as friends. I never did that. I never had that type of vibe on the radio shows.
But it's got to be awkward because we think we know everything about you. Obviously, we don't. You don't know anything about me.
Right.
I could say, Julia likes movies and stuff. You don't even know if I have kids. So it's very much a one-way.
Are you getting at
transmission.
something?
No, I'd like to make
He's
an
the
announcement.
father of your daughter.
I'd like
That
to make an
explains a
announcement.
lot.
Keep an eye on this guy.
But the vast majority of listeners, I hope, are like me. I don't do squat with your Facebook page. I mean, I see your updates.
Hey.
I know. No. Hear me out for a second.
Tell us you love us.
I do. But here's the deal. When I listen to the podcast, I'm either driving or I'm in an airplane and don't have internet access. And when I'm at home on my home computer, guess what? Shameless plug. I'm working on coastergallery.com.
There you go. There it is.
Thank you.
So you just said you don't ever post about our show on Facebook.
No,
you don't even ever talk about it.
No.
You don't like sharing it with
I don't
people.
respond to your posts, and that's just the way it is.
Thanks.
So if you look,
Hey, who's got the thin skin now?
That's right.
I just spit in our faces and we're
so
supposed to stand here and take it.
It is thin, soft, brown skin.
He went to 11 cities and said
Yeah.
Jack Cassidy. He's not spitting in our
Oh, he
faces.
just said I had 10 plugs. Yeah. I'll send you an invoice.
So the point
just
is,
teasing, Joel.
I have a thin skin, and it just sometimes when it gets, it just between everything that's happened recently on this show. And look, I don't want anybody that's been associated with this show either undervalued or overvalued.
You know what?
I really think that's the message I want to get out there.
I think it's very important that we get that out so Mark Riddell feels better.
You have to go back to that.
Mark Ronick
Yes.
is still going to work with the show.
Yes,
He's not
work on the
going
show.
anywhere.
Yeah, we've got some plans coming up certainly before the end of the year where there's going to be no waiting with that situation.
That's all good.
Conspiracy theories are fun.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fun.
I
They're
want to
not.
sloop. No,
They're
I agree.
But see, because
some people go, oh, there's got to be more, and whatever.
I hate the word sleuth.
Because of the nature of the intimate relationship with the audience. Here's the thing. I am aware of the fact that I cannot have it both ways. And when something like this goes down, you're going to get that. What comes to the surface with any change whatsoever that I have noticed in this little world is there are really hateful people, like 1%. That 1/10 of 1%.
I think that's
that
about right.
rise to the surface and they jump out because suddenly you put up a post which I thought was about as innocuous as it can get. He's leaving the show.
Right.
He's made that decision.
It's not that he's left the show. He's in the process of leaving.
And the thing is, and I know it sounds like a cliche, it was a mutual decision that Mark and I came to.
Yeah.
Period. You don't get more detail than that. That's none of your business. That's how we run our business on the show. That's it. But I gave people the courtesy of posting that so that people would know, because Mark was an occasional voice on the show. We referenced him occasionally on the show. And I felt in order to calm the people that were curious, some very, very interestingly curious, like almost
too much
curiosity.
Yeah.
Like why every single day are you asking about that? I felt the need to put that up there. After that fact, chill out. Just relax, but I can't have it both ways.
No, but you talk about that 1/10 of 1%, and you know what it is? It's blood in the water. They get excited, and it's an unhealthy thing.
Yeah,
I don't get it. While they are focusing and doing their sleuthing, we're still going to come in every day and do 79 minutes of funny. And you know what? Can you focus on that? Could you? Would you?
I'm just going to. I think really
Oscar is excited.
someone actually.
I got to go find these posts.
I've got two. I've got. They're hard to find because they're few and far between, and I block and delete the majority of them when it comes down. Somebody did suggest that I should offer a state of the show, and I have to be honest right here. And I want to really make it indelibly clear. This is no disrespect whatsoever to anybody who has previously been associated with this show.
Can I introduce real quick before you do this?
Yeah.
Mr. Speaker! Mike O'Mara!
The state of the show is as good as it has been since we started this podcast.
I agree.
I am so incredibly jacked about where we're going, the quality of what we're delivering, and what our plans are that I have never felt better. There are 2 times in my association with this show when I felt supercharged about the future. The first one was when we did that first live show at the State Theater.
Right.
That was so much fun, and there was so much passion for this show with our audience. The second time is right now, just the way things are going, and there's a lot of yes, there has been change, but at the same time, the change has resulted in we're just doing so many things that are very exciting for the future and things that are going to be good for the listening audience. And I wish I could sit here and say that things aren't, for those of you that want to speculate on things going down. But we are truly jacked about some of the changes we've made here, and we're very excited about the future. That's the truth.
Do you see how excited you've made him, Joel? Thank you so much for coming today.
Thank you, Joel. And it's because you came in.
That's right.
It's all about
Primarily.
me.
That's what it is.
I will say that you are blessed and cursed with active, loyal listeners. That's a nice problem to have.
I understand that, and I think that still, even in the land of podcasting, the active listeners are still a smaller percentage. Most people are
Very
out
true.
there and they want to chill out and they want to sit there.
It's like the old days with callers.
We
They just wanna
definitely
be
have
entertained.
we have definitely more active listeners than we did in the days of radio.
I found the group.
Okay, very good.
I just said hi to them.
What
Such an
group?
ass.
You don't even know what you're talking about.
Oh, I know. I found it.
Oh, you did?
The post.
Oh, okay.
And then I found it.
There it is. You said hi?
I said hi.
Hi, I'm Oscar. Fly me. That's good. Yeah. Hi, Kelly. Good luck with your sleuthing. We'll take a break. Come back with Oscar's Entertainment Report on the Mike O'Mara Show. I'm not calling it the page anymore. Today it's the report. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. This segment of our program is brought to you by Lending Tree. Over the last 2 months, interest rates have jumped over a full percentage point. Was watching a news story about that today. Luckily, they are still incredibly low compared to 20 years ago, but you don't have to be a sleuth.
I hate that word.
To know that rates are going up. The time is now to lock in before they may go even higher. Forever. And LendingTree.com is the right place to do it. LendingTree.com does all the work for you. You just enter your code on the info on the site, and they will find the lenders for you. Go to TryLendingTree.com. Answer some easy questions. They will provide you with up to 5 competitive loan offers from their network. It's www.TryLendingTree.com. It's fast, it's easy, it's secure, and when you enter our code TMOS, you will get a free home loan mortgage guide loaded with great info.
It's the greatest.
Can I tell you my experience with Lending Tree?
No, you may not. We're short on time. 15-year rates as low as 3.5% APR. 30 years as low as 4.38% APR. But they're going up. Visit TryLendingTree.com today or call 888-930-0748. And don't forget, and hold up on it, Rob.
Okay.
Don't forget our TMOS code for your free mortgage guide today. Joel Rogers, please introduce the disclaimer.
Here's the disclaimer. Oh, that sucked.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit LendingTree.com for details. LendingTree NMLS license number 1136. AZ Mortgage Broker license number 0902469. MA Mortgage Broker license number MB 1136. LendingTree arranges but does not make loans. 1312 Village Street Drive, Suite 900, Plano, Texas 75093. WA Mortgage Broker license number MB 1136.
Did you really do the LendingTree thing?
I did. The first time they advertised with you 6 months or a year ago, and I not only had 3 people call me in about 2 minutes from when I hit send on it, I had 2 lenders say, you know what? The deal you have at the moment, your current mortgage, we can't beat it. Thanks for your interest, but you don't want what we have.
Honesty, man. That's great.
That just floored me.
That's
So,
people love that.
Good for
That's
them.
good. Thank you for the tip on that. Without further ado, let's get right to it. It's the Entertainment Report with Mr. Oscar Santana. Take it away, Oscar.
Thank you, gentlemen. Stay sober. That was the message from John Stamos to Jodie Sweetin. Remember Jodie Sweetin? She was Stephanie Tanner in Full House.
Yeah, of course.
Apparently, she had a big meth problem. Were you aware of that?
Did she have meth mouth?
She might have had meth mouth, but she's been sober for about 10 years.
I do know about.
not 10 years.
I know about halfway through the addiction,
Yes.
she had lost a lot of weight and she looked amazing.
What was her name? What was her character's name on
Was
the
she
show?
the older or the middle or the not the twins?
middle, wasn't
She was the middle one.
All right.
Yeah.
Her name was Crystal.
Crystal Meth.
Well, she's been battling addiction for the past 10 years, and she's going through her 3rd divorce. So, as most celebrities sometimes go to Twitter, she actually messaged everybody on Twitter saying that she was having a tough time of it. And John Stamos, in all caps, writes, "Stay sober" to her directly.
Wow.
And everybody in the world has seen it. Now, anybody that's ever dealt with addiction, the last thing that you want to deal with is a divorce.
Right.
A 3rd time at least.
Mm-hmm.
And anything like that, like a life change like that, would actually make you possibly fall back into addiction, correct or incorrect?
We actually have a tape of her.
Oh, good.
She was on the phone thanking John Stamos.
Really?
And what's her full name again?
It's Jodie Sweetin.
Let's go to the tape
Please.
of Jodie Sweetin right now. All right.
Like my body?
No, that's not her.
Sorry.
You know the weird thing that surprised me is Bob Saget put out a tweet that said he could hook her up. What does that mean?
Monica Lewinsky's back in the news.
Hot!
It's funny you
Guilty,
said
Mike.
that you fell in love with the Don and Mike show and Michael Mayer's impression of Tom Brokaw.
I was hoping he'd do it, and he didn't. So
Did you hear about
sorely
this?
disappointed.
That Monica Lewinsky's lingerie is up for auction.
Yes.
So gross.
And did you see the prices that they're asking
Joel,
for?
enough of you and more of the guys,
Sorry,
please.
sorry.
All right.
He's very excited to play.
Yeah, kill his mic. All right.
Don't be mean to our guests.
He's a very nice contest winner. There'll be plenty of time for you to talk, Joel, when Oscar tunes out during the audio vault.
Did you know that Monica Lewinsky had like another guy on the side while she was dating Bill Clinton.
I think Monica Lewinsky was a hooah.
Yeah, she did everybody.
She was a hooah.
She did everybody.
She apparently was banging one of her old teachers.
This
and
lingerie smells like BM.
She had gifted a bunch of like private memorabilia that she got from the White House while interning there, and some clothes and lingerie. The ex-wife of this gentleman is now putting it up for auction, and they're garnering thousands and thousands of dollars.
I would love it if it was like White House lingerie from the Clinton administration, because normally you get like pens or cufflinks.
I sure want to thank you for coming to the Oval Office and helping me out in the back room, dear. Here's your special White House camisole. Oh, I hope you enjoy that, darling.
It still upsets me to this day that he like chose a roly-poly to cheat with.
Well, at least JFK back in the day, it was starlets, right?
Yeah,
and Bill Clinton, it's like the first of it. But you know what? Because of the way the world had changed, it was availability. It was
access. True.
Yeah, and that's why you go up on the Hill, go to one of those cocktail receptions that they have up on the Hill, and check out staff members.
Really,
it is so transparent. No, it's not transparent, but it's so obvious to me when you say, "Oh, and this is the congressman's press attaché, Vicky." Oh yeah, all right.
Michael Jackson. Now, you guys were on the air doing the Mike O'Mara show on WJFK, and Chad and I were doing Big O and Dukes when this broke, when he passed away.
It actually broke during our show.
Yeah, and it was kind of people were torn because you're a fan of his music, but you hate the fact that he's got all these allegations against him, even after his death.
I mean, everybody felt that way. I mean, he had an amazing, one-of-a-kind talent. He was an amazing performer, and everybody feel betrayed by the performer when these type of things are alleged.
Yeah, so allegations continue to come out, and it's tough to buy into them because now that Michael Jackson's estate's making hundreds of millions of dollars,
right,
and all these licensing fees, like Elvis's estate.
Elvis has made much more money since he passed than he ever did when he was alive.
Wade Robinson, who became a really popular choreographer, has come out and said that he was molested, and
he was a kid that hung out with Michael Jackson, and he became a choreographer, right?
Where do you weigh in?
Choreographer or photographer?
Choreographer, like a dancer.
All right.
Where do you weigh in on all the allegations? I never really got that back and forth.
I think when you're dealing with children and you're dealing with something horrible that happens to kids, it's a different story than when an adult is abused in some way and then comes out years after the fact. Yeah. I think those stories lack credibility. A kid, on the other hand, that is terrified and doesn't know what to do and keeps things a secret, and when they get to adulthood, they want to yap about it because they know it happened.
Yeah.
That's a different story entirely.
If I'm not mistaken, though, didn't Wade Robinson or Robertson, is it Robertson or Robinson? Didn't he, as an adult, decline it? And then come back and say
he's alleging he was brainwashed by Michael, but now
his stuff. I agree with you in 99 out of 100 cases, but this guy's case seems to lack water to me. It doesn't seem to hold water.
Though, listen to this before you decide.
Okay,
and the court will decide. Docs describe an incident reported by former housekeeper during Michael Jackson's 2005 criminal trial, where she testified that she walked in by Michael's shower and heard him playing with a little Wade. It's Wade Robinson.
Oh wow!
She said that she saw two pairs of underwear outside his shower. One of one's MJ's, the other was a little boy's green pair of underwear.
Man, that's creepy stuff.
May I withdraw my remarks?
Still want to support Michael?
I never supported Michael. Yes. I just said I thought this guy's story lacked credibility.
It's weird because the whole thing in our judicial system, do we ever really get to the bottom of stuff like this? Do we ever get the real facts? Because this has been circulating for so long. I think also when somebody's that large a celebrity, we don't want to believe stuff, so it gets whisked under the carpet. I feel, if this happened with one child, I say screw him. I don't care how great his music was.
You're right.
Screw him. Okay. Really, that's it. He's dead to me, and I don't need. But it always seems murky. We never get that definitive. He did this. Yeah. This is the way it is. So, and maybe we never will.
So much smoke and so much fire.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right.
Like the Pepsi commercial.
Speaking of circulation,
too soon.
Have you seen this about Martha Stewart? She appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, and she alleges
Andy Cohen
and confesses
Bravo!
That she has had a threesome.
Oh, see, Martha Stewart, back in her day. I think she was and she probably still is kind of a bad girl, but
and you know what? As a
she
model,
was a model,
not bad looking.
I mean, in her
she's
day,
held it together, okay.
Well, not over the last 10 years.
Well, I mean, if you had to bang a 70-year-old, she'd be towards the top of the list.
Well, speak for yourself.
Her and if you had to, and Helen Mirren.
Helen Mirren. You cannot put Helen Mirren in the same category as Martha Stewart.
I just did.
Helen Mirren is box, and I mean that in the best
guilty
possible
of
way.
being hot.
During the threesome, the sheets on the bed were fabulous.
Enough. She also says that she
Yeah, she does sex
people?
Yes.
Really?
Mm-hmm. One more. All right. Do you want Terminator news? Or you want a naked picture of? Hold on.
Don't go any
second.
further. I just want a naked picture.
Let me pull it up for you.
I want the naked picture.
All right. We've got Kate Upton's uncensored naked picture
on the
that
horse.
Just leaked on the horse.
Please show me that one.
I'm going to turn it around for you.
There she goes.
Not safe for work. You can find it out there. It's a video screenshot.
What's
It's
the
actual
deal with
video.
her lower half? Is she getting sloppy?
Let me see.
It's not the Kate Upton we've seen.
No, you know what?
It's the Kate Upton
It's
that gravity seems to be getting down to her belly. What is
Yeah.
going
Kate
on?
Downton.
This video broke about 2 days ago. People are getting stills of it now.
The video broke and so
But
did
wait
the
a minute.
horse's back.
She's 21 years old.
We have seen Kate Upton's boobs before many times.
Not
so
like
it's
that.
well,
No,
I'm
not
a horse.
bare-breasted.
Yeah, I've seen her bare-breasted online before.
Oh.
Yeah, there's been a shoot
Really?
where, yes, I've seen her boobs
No, this is
before.
the first time this is like this.
Yeah. and
Maybe it's like she just puts a finger over each.
Yeah, this
but-
is full frontal.
But the thing about it is that troubles me about her lower half. It
Well, this
doesn't
is what-
look right.
She's 21 years old, right? She just turned 21.
Yeah, so she's
And-
getting that baby fat.
Well, and everybody that has seen a hot girl in their teens
Right.
and going to their 20s,
Right.
that if they keep eating and drinking the way they did when they were younger,
The freshman 40, Oscar.
yes, things
Still
are
have it,
changing.
Mike.
I imagine she's hit the gym since then, but that's a full picture. You can find it on the web. Not safe for work.
That's good. Is that the entertainment
That's
page?
it.
That's it.
Hey, Mike, do you
Yes.
like the band The Figs?
I do.
I know you do.
Bonjour.
There it is.
Je t'adore.
Thank you.
C'est
That's it. Here we go. Here's my favorite part right here.
toujours maman.
Here we go.
How about me?
How about me?
Now, something you don't know, one of our listeners is very good friends with this band.
Really?
And gave them a heads up that we would be playing this song today. So, hi to the Figs. Mike
Hey.
likes your commercial.
I love the figs. I'm a fig fanatic. We'll take a break, come back with Rob and the Magic Audio Vault right after this.
Qu'est-ce que c'est? What'd you say about
That's actually the drummer singing. It's one of the only songs he sings. for
Are they
it.
French?
No, I think they're from Pennsylvania.
What do they sound like that?
He is doing a funny voice to make you laugh.
Oh, very cool. All right, it's time for the Audio Vault, brought to you by the greatest app known to mankind, ladies and gentlemen. I call this particular application that you can find Compulsive. The hottest new addiction is available for Android and iOS tablets and smartphones. TMOS listener Joel Rogers says about the game Compulsive,
It works in airplane mode. So on the flight in, guess what I was doing? Now, I was not flying this flight. I was a passenger. But it works great without internet access.
It was a short answer question.
He's having fun. He's terrific on the show today. It's the 36 double D of entertainment. That's what Tony says. Say goodbye to your social life from Honk. It's like crack, says Alethea. I hope Todd never finds love so that he can keep churning out great apps. That's from John. Compulsive is an addictive game that is quick to learn but difficult to master. It's completely free, so there's no excuse. Get your new addiction by searching for Compulsive on the iTunes App Store, also Google Play Store, or at tmsoft.com. Please ask friends and family on Facebook to help you with your new addiction. Don't forget to leave a 5-star review. Get Compulsive by TM Soft today. And now
It's
let's
called
open it up.
Bone.
Bone. Yeah, don't forget the bonus hour today is going to be terrific with Josh Murphy hosting all of us and our special ladies in here as they answer embarrassing questions about us.
I can't wait.
Thank you.
It's going to be great.
What do you got for us today, Rob?
What is up with Glenn Beck?
I don't know what that uniform is. We're speculating before the show.
Bad enough that he has come out. I mean, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
But when you come out and make these statements about Paula Deen that I'm about to play you, maybe even that's okay. But why are you dressed up like Generalissimo Francisco Franco?
It is weird.
You've seen it.
I am online before the show. Now, I know a listener is out there that will be able to help us with this. But
God, I
please,
hope so.
If someone can enlighten us as to why Glenn Beck is wearing what appears to be a Hitler Youth uniform.
A brown shirt, literally.
Please share it with me because I have no idea what that uniform's about.
It's his next book cover. He's wearing it within his next book cover.
But it still is a brown shirt.
Yes.
With a brown tie.
Oh, I agree. Look at the book cover actually that he's actually put together.
No, it's not.
That's not it?
No, that's not the reason he's wearing it.
Okay.
But the thing
that's a different
this
deal.
is a lengthy video, but this is a small portion of what he had to say about Paula Deen that I found just questionable.
Where would the world be if Columbus and Magellan and other world explorers believed conventional wisdom that the earth was flat, or they were told, that's it, you're not going anywhere, to jail with you? Where would we be if Martin Luther King didn't speak and challenge segregation and racism? Where would we be if everyone in the world thought in the box? That's why it's important we defend our right to speech.
Now, I agree to the right to speech, but really, is this the way to celebrate our freedom of speech?
This is a guy that really, if the news report ever comes down that a piano fell on his head, I'm not going to go to the funeral.
If anyone puts any weight in what this man has to say as some sort of insightful political commentator, I'd like to remind you where he was in 1983.
It's a Valentine's weekend at WPGC FM Morningside. Glenn Beck at midnight. The music guarantee is not in effect once again today.
Midnight.
Saturday.
Yeah, overnight.
Midnight. A shift I've never done.
Mike, overnights during a snowstorm. So
Good gig.
if you really want to take advice from Glenn Beck, just remember this. He's a disc jockey. He's a carny. It's like taking advice from me.
And I think he's insane.
Oh, I do. I mean, the whole military uniform troubles me.
Right.
The web says it was a Boy Scout uniform.
A Boy Scout uniform?
Yes.
But it doesn't look like any kind of Boy Scout uniform
That's what
I've
they're
seen.
saying right now.
Why would he be wearing a Boy Scout uniform?
He got a merit badge in being an a-hole. Mike, I know you love Australia, and
sure
I know
do.
you love bagpipes.
Tie Me, Kangaroo Down, and Amazing Grace.
There's a guy in Australia who's a bagpiper but calls himself the Bad Piper.
Okay.
And here he is covering the AC/DC song, one of your favorites, Thunderstruck.
Awesome.
And here's what people know. Mike really does love bagpipes.
And I love Thunderstruck, too. I don't know if he needs a front man. Maybe if more bagpipers had a bass drum. I don't think I could do Angus very long without blowing out the old pipes.
So yesterday at the George Zimmerman trial, that young lady was back on the stand, and obviously Attorney Don West figured out what he wants to be the catchphrase of this trial, and that is creepy-ass cracker, dropping it 7 times in less than 3 minutes. They're going to hear beeps in this tape. I want you to know I'm not censoring anything. It's just to show compression of time, okay?
And that's because he described him as a creepy-ass cracker. You don't think that creepy-ass cracker is a racial comment?
No.
The man that was following him was a creepy-ass cracker, did you? Trayvon Martin described George Zimmerman as a creepy-ass cracker.
No.
A creepy-ass cracker was following him. You don't think calling someone a creepy-ass cracker is offensive?
No.
On the phone,
I didn't think
was
that
a
was
creepy-ass
important.
cracker.
I did not think that was important.
Can we move on to another topic?
But in under 3
my
minutes,
God.
7 times. Obviously,
How long before the first song, Creepy Ass Cracker, comes out?
That's right. And you know
It's
what?
been auto-tuned, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
It will be. It will be. Now, you talked earlier, Oscar, about the show on Bravo, Watch What Happens Live.
Yes.
You quoted that Martha Stewart was on this week. I think she was on with Maggie Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Or Gyllenhaal. They get a lot of great bookings. Cher was on last night, and I love Cher because she really has no filter anymore.
Was Maggie Gyllenhaal, was she like on a leaf eating another insect?
And looking unwashed. Looking-
Man, I can't
Not a fan?
stand her.
You'd rather do Jake?
Oh, God.
What is
Absolutely.
What is? I think Chad says. I can't take credit. He says she looks like a sad turtle.
Yeah. I have no idea why she has been so hot for so long.
Cher has no filter, and I love this. Here she is entertaining questions. I just love to hear Cher talk.
Out of all of your old flames, who was your all-time best lover?
Well, a lot of them kind of came in first.
Really?
Yeah.
Who comes to mind?
I've had just the greatest lovers ever.
Where did Tom Cruise rank on that list?
Well, he was in the top 5.
Really? Top 5, and that's a list.
Yeah, well, that's a list.
Okay. All right.
It's not a long list.
Okay.
It's just a good list.
Okay. Thank you very much, Cher. Okay. Speaking of lovers, Joaquin M wants to know if you've ever had a lesbian lover, and we've gotten this a lot.
Oh, God, who hasn't?
And speaking of lesbian lovers, it is Gay Pride Week in New York City, Mike.
You know what begins? Gay Pride Week, ladies and gentlemen. Gay Pride Week. And then, of course, they have the big gay pride parade. I'm going as Cyndi Lauper. The parade starts on West 12th Street and ends in Sarah Jessica Parker's walk-in shoe closet. That's where it ends.
And that, Mike, that's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great weekend, everybody.
That's it. We got to get out of here. Hey, Joel Rogers, did you enjoy your time on the show?
Yes, thank you for having me.
And thank you for supporting
guy,
our show.
Joel.
Good guy, Joel. Thank you so much.
Stay safe in the sky, my
Thank
friend. Our show today was brought to you by Score Big. Don't forget to click on the radio button and enter our code at scorebig.com. Score Big will then send you a $25 gift card that you can use on your first purchase. Now, that is the smart way to have fun. We are doing an incredible bonus show that you will hear today. It is really terrific. It is the Newlywed Game. Why are you shaking your head?
Because I got to sit with her and listen to her talk.
Carl will be here shortly. We're going to have a good
Shortly.
time. Should be fantastic. Gonna be great. See if we can get it going. It'll be great. The Newlywed Game on the bonus hour on the Mike O'Mara Show. Have a terrific weekend. This is Ernie Anderson saying bye-bye and S&D.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Ciao, ciao.
I'm Jack Cassidy.
Now that the show's over, don't forget to sign up for your free trial of Personal Capital right now. Go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click the Personal Capital banner, or go to personalcapital.com/TMOS. Again, click the Personal Capital banner on MikeO'MaraShow.com, or go to personalcapital.com/TMOS.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.